Welcome to Biloxi A to Z, the insider's guide to what's happening in Biloxi. This is being recorded for Thursday, July 3rd, 2025. The July B News Monthly has arrived. We'll take a look at the latest issue. Amtrak has announced its Mardi Gras service with passenger trains traveling along the Gulf Coast. We'll take a look at the fanfare. Biloxi's elected leaders began their 4-year terms this week. We'll tell you where you can see all the action. And with Friday being July the 4th, we'll have all the details on the fireworks shows. And we'll take a look at the weekend weather forecast and a preview of other events taking place this weekend. The July B News Monthly has arrived in mailboxes throughout Biloxi and is now online for anyone to view. Headlining the 28-page issue is the Water Quality Report. The annual report is designed to inform citizens about the quality of Biloxi's drinking water. The report includes a detailed list of test results and a list of the water wells and their locations. The newsletter also features information on the 4th of July celebrations in Biloxi, Biloxi's new Chief Administrative Officer, and the recent general election results. There is also information from the Parks and Recreation Department, including details on the new amenities to be installed at Miramar and Pennzoil Parks. There's a story about the Danny Geist oak tree, the news and notes section, 1,000 words, information on the upcoming Citizens Police Academy, July trivia, random notes, information on the infrastructure work, the July community calendar, and columns from Biloxi Main Street, Keesler Air Force Base, Biloxi Shuckers, and Jane Chamber with the history field back in the day. And as with each issue, there's also a listing of Biloxi public meetings. Check out the July issue online at biloxi.ms.us/bnews. Amtrak officials held a press conference at Biloxi City Hall on Wednesday to announce the new Amtrak Mardi Gras line, set to connect New Orleans to Mobile with stops along the coast, including Biloxi. The service begins on August 18th. Mayor Andrew Fofo Gillage, along with officials from Coast Transit Authority, Amtrak, and the Southern Rail Commission, made the announcement at Biloxi City Hall. Prior to the press conference, a group of volunteers spruced up the old covered walkway next to the Amtrak loading ramp on Esters Boulevard. The group donated their time on Saturday, June 28th, to clean the walkway and remove the damaged light fixtures. Biloxi's elected leaders began their new 4-year terms on Monday when the oaths of office were administered. The public ceremony took place at the Biloxi Civic Center and was recorded. Anyone can now watch the ceremonial event online on the city's YouTube channel. Visit online and click here. The next act for the council members and the mayor was attending the Biloxi City Council meeting on Tuesday evening. 2 meetings were held that night at Biloxi City Hall, a budget workshop followed by a regularly scheduled meeting. To see a recording of the meetings, visit online and click here, then click here. All non-emergency city offices will be closed on Friday, July 4th in observance of Independence Day. However, the Biloxi Visitor Center will be open on Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And remember, it's unlawful to shoot fireworks in Biloxi except for on the 4th of July. The other exceptions include December the 31st after 6 p.m. through 1 a.m. on January 1st, and the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd day of the Vietnamese Lunar New Year, only in conjunction with the Dragon Dance.
The weekend weather forecast calls for clear skies on Independence Day, followed by the same summer pattern of afternoon showers with daytime highs in the low 90s and evening lows in the mid to upper 70s. Well, a lot's happening in Biloxi this weekend, beginning with the First Friday Downtown Block Party. There'll be live music from beginning to end, arts and crafts vendors, and food trucks from 5 to 9 under the I-110 overpass at 932 Howard Avenue. And over at Keesler Federal Park, there's a full schedule this weekend, beginning tonight with Fireworks Friday. Celebrate Independence Day the Shuckers way with baseball, booming fireworks, and cool giveaways at Keesler Federal Park. The Biloxi Shuckers square off against the Pensacola Blue Wahoos with games scheduled all weekend. And for tickets and information, visit BiloxiShuckers.com. Well, there are 2 fireworks shows are scheduled for Independence Day in Biloxi, one at the ballpark and then one over the Sound. Friday night, check out the Independence Day Fireworks Extravaganza at 9 p.m. The show, hosted by the Boom Boom Committee, will begin at 9 p.m. with fireworks fired from a barge near Deer Island. The best viewing will be between the Biloxi Lighthouse and the Biloxi Bay Bridge. And remember, there's a fireworks free zone on the beach between Biloxi Small Craft Harbor and Oak Street. On Saturday, it's the Crock and Roll Sunset Run at Point Cadet. This is a scenic evening run or walk across the stunning Biloxi Bay Bridge at sunset beginning at 6:30 p.m. For information, visit crocmscoast.org. Then on Sunday, it's the 96th Annual Blessing of the Fleet with the wreath drop at 12:30 p.m., signaling the beginning of the blessing. Witness the blessing of the commercial shrimping and fishing vessels as well as pleasure craft. Tickets to this event and all the events mentioned are available by visiting the various venues' websites. And to see a list of what's happening throughout the month, check out the Biloxi Community Calendar and the new July issue of B News Monthly. It can also be viewed on the city's website by clicking right here.
We leave you today on this Independence Day weekend with the American flag flying high. Have a safe weekend, and we'll see you again next week.